Hey, internet friends, cousins, and scoundrels. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Pull up a chair, honey, and let's have a chat. And since the algorithm really likes it when you interact with the content, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe since you're here. Now I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get right into this.
Child, the hot steaming pile of garbage that are these tapes just keep being released. And in the latest version, Slaw says that Melody sold her soul for a television show.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
She says that she lost her husband and her family and that she was sitting around unhappy. But then corrects and says that she didn't know if Mel was happy or not. And I'm here to say, first of all, her marriage was destroyed by you and Martell. The show had nothing to do with the marriage being destroyed. That was you and Martell. This is how we're starting this tape off, right? Anyway, Slaw goes on to confess that she was not happy and that she was removing herself from the situation because at this time, Martell was publicly confessing and pursuing a reconciliation with Mel on TV. Basically, Slaw was upset that Martell was really sick behind Mel leaving him. And it wasn't that Mel left that angered her because that was actually the outcome she wanted. No, she was upset that Martell was so sick behind Mel's departure. That is what made her unglued. She got unglued because of that, right? The nerve. Now, in this phone call, Slaw claims that she was not giving Martell the same energy as before, and she said that she was trying to leave him. She didn't want him anymore. She said that she didn't talk to him except for about Knox, and that she wasn't even having sex with him anymore. And things were really, really different between them because she was trying to get her shit together and leave like Mel did. And sidebar, this girl is completely obsessed with Mel because now you want to leave because Mel has left? Girl, bye. Anyway, Slaw claims that she was trying to get her shit together, right? But no, you weren't doing anything of the sort. You were sitting your ass on the sideline like before because that man wasn't paying you any attention at that time. Martell backed up from you, not the other way around. The next part of the recording gets interesting because Slaw says that she was praying to God that her life could turn around. And she says that she realized that it hadn't done it because she would not repent for her sins and take accountability. She says that she understands karma and its effects. She knows that what you put out is what you get back. And she says that she knows she was wrong and that she didn't realize how she was really affecting Mel's life and that she would never mess with another married man again. It is this part of the recording that makes me feel like there was some chopping and screwing going on with these tapes because this semi remorseful spill that she's going on about just does not match the energy in none of her actions or words that she has personally displayed publicly on any platform where she has gone live. She has always been an arrogant, snotty-nosed, delusional ass hoe. Even in her most recent live from just the other day, she still doesn't take accountability. Instead, she says,
I said what I said when I said it, how I felt. That's what it is.
she doesn't apologize. She doesn't say, I'm sorry. She doesn't say, I know I was wrong. Nope. Still as arrogant as hell, talking about she moving effortlessly. To me, I feel like this part of the recording where she appears to be remorseful is a current spliced in portion that was recently done because of all the backlash she recently received due to that release from the other day. Case in point, Mel said in her interview at the radio station that the collection with Jay Bolin is named after where she is in her life, and that this current collection is called Forward. In Slaw's live the other day, she was also talking about moving forward.
You gotta move forward with shit. You have to move forward, and it's just like before I leave this earth, I just want to tell like any like young soul, when you get mixed up into some bullshit young, your life is definitely not over. Move forward and keep fucking stepping and stepping on next, regardless of what somebody thought they was doing. Who? Girl, what? You can always be sorry and move the fuck forward and repent, and life is life.
And that recording that was supposedly done years ago, well, in her live, she damn near echoed what she said about moving forward in this new release. Now, is this a coincidence? I don't know. Drop down in the comments and let's talk about it. And now I do believe that she, Martell, and Chaser are in fact working together because the coincidence is really strong. I'm talking about as strong as the hatred they all share for Mel. And I think that they believe the drop about the alleged trauma that was done prior to, right, this current release was supposed to have a different effect and outcome. I believe the plan was to vilify Miss Van and make everyone turn on her while at the same time embarrass Mel. Because Martell keeps trying to convince us that Mel is something other than what we can see, right? But that plan failed miserably and quite possibly has landed Martell in even more legal trouble when it comes to harassment. If proof can be established that he helped to orchestrate this latest communications attack against Mel, and the ramifications from this plot may even ripple out to swallow up Slaw and Chaser as well. But we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, but this recording gets crazier because in it she admits that she was looking for Martell to guide her, but then she found out that he is a goofy, and that meant that the blind was leading the blind. And listen, I can't agree with that statement because they are both goofy and stupid. Now, Ariane blames her behavior on the fact that she never had a father. Yet she turned around and created 2 children who will also not have a full-time father in the home. Okay, now make that make sense. If she says her behavior is based on not having a father, then why would you expose your kids to the same outcome if you really believed that not having a father is why you are the way you are? That doesn't make sense. But then she goes on to say that if she had just been allowed on the show, like Jocelyn Hernandez was on Love and Hip Hop, she would have been able to have a bag right now and a real fan base. She said the women wouldn't really hate her like they do now. Slaw says that every week Stevie J and Jocelyn were everywhere at some club getting a bag. And basically, she believes that should have been her in her life. She goes on to say that Mel would still be with Martell if they were not on TV. And then Chaser asked her, well, if Mel and Martell were not on TV, would you still have had a baby? And she flat out said no. I'm talking about with no hesitation, with no thinking about it. I'm talking about with her full chest. She said no. She even went on to confirm that Martell asked her to terminate Knox, but then turns around and says that he would have been okay with the previous pregnancies going full term. And this is complete delusion. I'm talking about this is heavy delusion. So then she says, well, maybe he was okay with it because she was acting like she wasn't going to keep it. And child, I don't have the mental capacity for this kind of delulu. But then she goes on to say that she had a baby because they were on TV. She had a baby because they were still on TV. Like I had to really let that circle around a bit. I want that to circle the drain just a little bit longer. She says she had a whole baby because this couple was on TV. All I can say is, wow. I mean, the fact that they were on TV, that's all it took. I mean, that was it. That was the bottom line. Simple as that. That was her only reason. Now, for me, this action helps to explain this child's seemingly delayed learning and speech progression. And no, I'm not a doctor. I don't have MD behind my name, nor am I trying to diagnose this little boy, but I am a mother, and this is my observant opinion. Slaw isn't invested in this child. Again, this is my opinion. So if Miles Morales Knox Maverick Holt isn't hitting his milestones, she isn't noticing it because this child was born to be used as a tool of torment. The birth of this child was supposed to serve many purposes. Number one, the baby was supposed to permanently tear Mel and Martell apart because, like Slaw said to Tasha K, she wanted Mel to move over in her marriage, scoot over. And since Mel would not make room for her to be a sister wife, she needed to move Mel completely out of the way. And a baby would do that. Number two, the baby was born to be a surefire way to get her on the show. Again, she idolized Jocelyn, and she thought that the producers would have to allow her on the show if she had a baby. Because not only did she have a baby, she had a baby by one of the main cast members. And number three, she convinced herself that once she got Mel out of the way and her seat on the show, Martell would marry her. Now, her plan only managed to permanently tear Mel and Martell apart. So now she's stuck with a child by her own account that neither Martell or her even wanted. Damn, how dreadful. I, for one, don't feel sorry for anyone involved in the destruction of this marriage. So Martell and Slaw can kick rocks. The only innocent people here are the kids. The kids are truly the ones who are suffering from the actions of two very self-centered narcs. Mel's kiddos are in therapy and they have a support system. Even Paris has a father and a stepmother who seem to be very active and concerned about her well-being. But unfortunately for Miles Morales Knox Maverick Holt, he's stuck with two narcoholics as parents. And neither of them are focused on him. They are both focused and fixated on how they look out here in these streets and on how to destroy Mel. According to Slaw, neither of them wanted him, and neither of them appears to care about what ultimately happens to him. Slaw's revenge was to have a baby, and that is slow as fuck. This woman is pathetic. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. I have nothing else to add here. What do you guys think about Slaw having a baby for revenge? Drop down in the comments and let me know. Once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bet you know now.